Yesterday, I shared the audio version of The Richest Man in Babylon. Did you begin listening to it? Because it's really good. I particularly liked Cure number 7, increase your ability to earn and teach it to others. I have this Ableton Live music producer software I've been messing around with, and it's the perfect thing to have since today I'm going to talk about music. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to share the screen using Zoom and Ableton Live without having my computer flip out, but I recorded a little something to share with you. Now, I've alluded to the fact that there's an element of music involved with the development of your superpowers, and I'm going to begin with the notes of the C major scale and later go into more detail in future videos. When you see how successful people live, you notice right away that they get the notes of the song they're singing in the right order. In order to get them in the right order, you'll need to know a little bit about music theory. So we start with a C tone. Then we can play the notes of the C major scale over this tone, and it sounds pretty good. These notes are C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. They're all the white keys on the piano. Now the notes of the scale are numbered as follows. 1 is C, 2 is D, 3 is E, 4 is F, 5 is G, 6 is A, and 7 is B. This scale is called C Ionian. Now there's several other what they call modes for each scale. And the second note of the C major scale is D. So if you start playing the C major chord on the note of D, what you have is called a D Dorian. Likewise, if you started from the third note in the C major scale, it's an E, so you'd have E Phrygian. And the fourth note is F Lydian. The fifth note is G Mixolydian. And the sixth note is A Oalian. The seventh is B Locrian. Then we're back at the first position again. So listen to what it sounds like when I play the C major scale, starting on the first note, then the second note, all the way through. But we want to play the different modes of C major rather than play the C major scale starting on different notes. Now, there's an easy way to figure that out using the original notes of the C major scale and flattening or sharpening the notes to derive the mode you want. So C Dorian is identified by flattening the seventh note of the major scale. C Dorian is the same as the B flat major scale. C Dorian has the same notes as the B flat major scale. C Phrygian is identified by flattening the sixth note of the major scale. And C Phrygian has the same notes as the G sharp major scale. C Lydian is identified by taking the fifth note of the major scale. C Lydian has the same notes as the G major scale. Now, C Mixolydian is identified by taking the fourth note of the major scale. So C Mixolydian is the same as the F major scale. C Oalian has the same notes as the E flat major scale. C Locrian is identified by flattening the second note of the major scale. C Locrian is the same as the D flat major scale. So let's play these different modes over the C tone and see how it sounds. So we start with C Ionian, then we do C Dorian, C Phrygian, C Lydian, C Mixolydian, C Aeolian, and C Locrian. You'll notice if you start with C, it always seems to fit. And even though it's the same notes, if you don't start with C, it doesn't sound like it fits. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Because they're the same notes. In other words, the C Dorian mode is the same notes as the B flat major scale. It's crazy. And they sound completely different if you start on C or if you start on B flat. Same with C Phrygian, same as G sharp, except if you start on C, it'll work. If you start on G sharp, it won't. I'm going to play those other scales over the C chord. So you can see how it sounds. And I'm going to use B flat, G sharp, G, F, E flat, and D flat. And you'll notice that if you start with C, it always seems to fit. And even though it's the same notes, if you don't start with C, it doesn't sound like it fits. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Because they're the same notes. So here's my question for you. Did you know that most wealthy people don't know how they got that way? It's true. And it also doesn't make any sense. If someone is successful, they must know how they're doing that, right? Just like the notes in these scales I've been talking about, those successful people got that way because they're playing the notes in the right order. And like I said, most of them don't really know how they do it. So we could all find out. If you'd like to learn how to play the notes in the right order, book a call with me today and let's talk about it. I still have a few free slots open for the next cycle of my course, which begins September 7th, 2023 at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So book a call and I'll talk with you then. Thank you.